What's going on, everybody? DB General back in the building, and today this video is going to be my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 124. I do want to put a spoiler warning on this because I am going to talk about this episode in detail and what happened at the end of this episode that I think threw everyone for a curve, which it definitely threw me for a loop. And I did not know that this was going to happen. I'm a bit disappointed in this, to be honest. So the episode is called The Fiercely Overwhelming Assault, Gohan's Last Stand. Spoiler warning for the last time. Click off the video if you do not want to hear me talk about what happened in this episode. Major spoilers. So if you haven't already watched the episode, go back and watch it and then come back to this video, or pause this window, watch the episode, and then come back and unpause it. So we're gonna get started here, and right off the bat, oh my god, Gohan, what the why this episode? There was no indication other than the episode's title being Gohan's Last Stand. I really did not think that he was gonna be tossed off. Oh my god. And not in like a cool, like, badass way. Yes, he did also take Dispo with him, but that's about it. Alright, you left on Toppo and Jiren, the two most powerful beings in the cosmos. Alright, so Frieza in this episode actually sort of really got his way, because now he doesn't have to deal with Gohan anymore. Gohan has been knocked out. What? Like, we needed Gohan. So that means that who's left? Who's left now? 17 is left to go up against Toppo, which we get in the next episode, which I'll talk about in my next episode preview. I apologize for not having one for this episode, but like I said, there was a lot of stuff going on. Well, actually, I didn't say this, but there was a lot of stuff going on this week. That's why you haven't really seen a lot of videos from me. You've just seen that gameplay from my live stream. So at least I got that content up there. But I also haven't talked about how Dragon Ball Super is ending or taking a hiatus or taking a break. I will make two separate videos on the preview of 125 analysis and what I think about the quote-unquote hiatus of this Dragon Ball Super and then the movie that's coming out. I'll talk about that in two separate other videos other than this one. This is just my opinion and my review of episode 124. So yeah, so like I said, I can't believe Gohan is gone. I mean, this is insane. I honestly don't think this was a good move story-wise, because we all thought, or at least the majority of people, including myself, thought that it was going to come down to Goku and Gohan at the end, or maybe Gohan and Frieza. So I thought maybe this was like building blocks for this, for Gohan and Frieza to gain a mutual trust between each other, and then Frieza maybe will betray him right at the end. I don't know. Which there was a hint of that. So let's now my rant of Gohan being knocked off, I got that out of my system. So let's move along here, and let me let you know what I thought about the animation, the pacing, and everything about this episode. So even with Jiren being so strong, Goku and Vegeta knock him into a wall, and they both do their attacks. Vegeta does the final flash, Goku does his Kamehameha. People in the audience are questioning, like, is that it? Is Jiren done? No, of course he's not. We see this huge, beautiful explosion, this fiery red explosion coming out of the rocks, and then we get a really sick image of Jiren basically coming out of the rocks. Not really coming out of it, but you can see like his face, and the rocks are shooting up behind him. Jiren's basically just like, I see, you've shown me your power. Is that it? Like, really? Like, is that it? This is Goku in his Kaioken times 20. This is Vegeta in his new form, and it's still not enough to bring this man down. You are not going to bring this man down. Jiren starts walking over to Goku and Vegeta slowly, and we get this really cool scene where they both go straight at each other, and Jiren blocks their hits, and we get just this huge flash of white, and we transition over to we basically zoom out. We see Dispo standing up on top of a rock, and he says, "Looks like Jiren's heating things up. I guess I will too." So he goes at Frieza, and Frieza is actually getting, pretty much pushed back here, like legitimately getting pushed back. Again, he's not in his golden form, of course. So this, it's hard at this point to take the fight seriously. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard to take it seriously when we know Golden Frieza is not out of his shell yet, which I'll get to in a second because they reuse the animation here again, which is really, really annoying. Dispo, I guess, increases his movement speed, and he's still going at Frieza, saying, "What's wrong? I thought you could read my movements." The Supreme Kai is like, "I can't believe Frieza's getting pushed back." Beerus is saying, "Bakana," which impossible. It's impossible. Frieza's getting knocked back. Bakana. I love when they say that. So we get pretty close to Frieza being knocked off. But we all know, like I said, he's not in his golden form yet. And I kind of saw that, this scene coming. Dispo puts Frieza in this little key ring thing. So after this ring explodes, Frieza fake falls down just to get Dispo to run at him. Dispo goes to punch. Frieza goes with his tail, wraps up Dispo's arm really, really tightly. It seems like more tighter than last time he did this, because it actually hurts Dispo. Frieza knocks him down, and it is at this point that Frieza tries to bargain a deal with Dispo. So Frieza says, if we continue this much any longer, we'll both drain each other's stamina, and even if you knock me off, there's more people on Universe 7's team, so there's an advantage, and while Jiren may be powerful, if we have more numbers, then we'll still win. He also points out that there's also just no guarantee that Jiren is actually going to knock Goku and Vegeta off at any point or any time soon. Dispo's like, "Okay, well, what's your point? What are you trying to say?" Frieza says, "If your team should win, I want you to resurrect me with the Super Dragon Balls." Everybody's like, "Oh, Frieza's up to his old tricks again. He's working against Universe 7, yada, yada, yada." Beerus is like, "What is that dumb bastard planning?" Krillin is the guy who gives Frieza the benefit of the doubt here. He's like, "This is Frieza. Maybe he's planning. Maybe he's planning something we haven't seen before, or planning something we haven't thought of again." Krillin's giving Frieza the benefit of the doubt. Frieza blew you up, man. Just don't ever forget that. Frieza blew your ass up, all right, into little chunks. Not only did he blow you up, before that, he stabbed you to death, or almost to death, with his horn in his second form. So I don't know if you should be giving him the benefit of the doubt at any point. I thought for a second that Dispo was going to say, "Yeah, okay, why not?" I guess I'll play along. But then he stands up and he's like, "Nope, no way, ain't doing it. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to gain my trust just so that you can, backstab us in the future." But it was more to him that Frieza was evil. I guess he senses a deep evil within Frieza, because he says, "I do not negotiate with evil." So he either views Universe 7 as a whole as evil, or he just views Frieza as evil, but he's talking directly to Frieza, so I'm assuming he's directing it towards Frieza. Frieza says, "You have no right to be saying that to me, basically, you don't even know me, how do you know I'm evil?" And basically Frieza at this point is like, "Well, very well, you have made the wrong choice." And now we start seeing that golden Frieza flare up, and I thought we were gonna get a different animation, maybe a more interesting animation. Don't get me wrong, this animation of golden Frieza is not bad, but how many times have we seen the same transformation, you know, the beautiful one that we saw first happen in episode 94, 95, I think it was, where he goes into his golden form, and he has his arms out, and they do the circular motion, and, you know, he comes around, he's all shiny, and they got the golden flakes going all up in the air. I mean, how many times are we gonna see that same exact animation? I don't mind it, you know, I didn't mind it up until this point. But now it's just gone overboard. Like, he could have just transformed. Like, we just saw it 3 episodes ago, or how many episodes ago when he used it against Annie Raza. They used it there. Maybe instead of using it there, they should have waited and used it here. It would have been much more effective. It's the same exact animation. Same exact animation, same motion. Everything about it is the same. And so everybody is, you know, oh my god, it's Golden Frieza. Even the Omni Kings are like, wow, it's the Golden Light. Everybody is still shocked at the fact, like, Golden Frieza. Like, like we've seen it like a million times now. So, anyway, Frieza says it's too late to regret refusing now. When we come back from commercial break, we have, I think, another reused, recycled animation here of Frieza looking at Dispo, and you know, basically saying, you know, come at me, bro, to Dispo. So Dispo is like, let's see if you can, you know, really keep up with my speed here. Dispo lands another punch right to his face. Again, reused animation, just this time Frieza's in his golden form. Dispo gets excited for a second, but Golden Frieza is like, is that all? And has a huge right hook straight into Dispo's gut. I thought that this was such a powerful impact that it would make Dispo just fly off the stage. That's it, get rid of Dispo. They could have done that. They could have done that. I would have accepted it. That's how Dispo fell off. Just, you know, Golden Frieza finally powers up, hits Dispo when he's not expecting it, and boom, Dispo's off. Then you would have had Frieza, Gohan, 17, Goku, and Vegeta. But I guess they wanted to eliminate someone at this point, and I think it's becoming more and more relevant that Frieza is more of an integral part to this plot line than Gohan. I'm a bit disappointed by that. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I am a huge Gohan fan, and I'm a bit disappointed by that they instead of just, you know, 17 is an awesome character, but just get rid of 17 instead. Like, I know he's off fighting Topo, and like, how is that working out? Like, him and Gohan couldn't do it together, but now somehow 17 is like equal or on the same level as Topo fighting. Is like, it just, the power scaling is all over the place. That's why my thoughts right now, I feel like, are like all over the place. So I apologize for that. But so here we go. Big, you know, gut shot to Dispo from Frieza. Dispo gets knocked back. Golden Frieza goes up to him, hits him a few more times, knocks him down to the ground. Kaioshin of Universe 11 is like, that's impossible. No one is faster than Dispo. And Frieza's like, is that as fast as you can go? Really? That's your maximum speed? Like, because now I'm, you know, faster than you, and we get the ho 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 ho. Like, I mean, there's a couple elements in this episode that make it great. Like, this is gonna get a good score this episode, because there's a couple elements in this episode that make it great. We had the Jiren part in the beginning, and then we have Golden Frieza right now. Anytime Golden Frieza is on the screen, anytime Frieza period is on the screen, it's exciting, it's awesome. You don't know what he's gonna do next, and we all know he's holding back a shit ton of power at this point. Like, a shit ton, a mega shit ton. And Dispo's down on the ground, Frieza's looking over him, and we get that ho 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 from Frieza. It's just like that really like punchy belly laugh, and just such an evil, menacing laugh, like sickening evil laugh. But it's so, I don't know what is so satisfying about that laugh, but it's just awesome to hear it again. Dispo gets up, and then this is the point where I thought somehow this guy has Ultra Instinct, because if you look at the way he's standing here, I'll put the picture on screen. This is the same way that Goku was standing up against K-Fla when he had his like arms down, and, you know, his face is like blacked out, and you know, he's not looking up, and so I thought that that's what was happening, but I mean, I guess not. I mean, I guess there's different understandings of Ultra Instinct. Of course, Dispo is nowhere near Jiren or Goku as far as Ultra Instinct. Probably not even Topo. I think what's going to happen is that, and this is just a prediction, this is just my prediction, is that 17 is going to sacrifice himself to take Topo out, and then that will definitely leave Vegeta and Goku and Jiren on stage to bout it out. Frieza's like, you still intend to fight, you know it's futile, sadly your power will never match up to mine. Of course it won't. We all know that Dispo is weaker than Golden Frieza. He powers up, and this aura, this purple aura emanating from Dispo really does look like Beerus. He really looks like Beerus here. It looks like a, you know, like a Hakai sort of aura, the purple aura there, and especially when he looks up and you just see his eye looking at Golden Frieza. So Golden Frieza leaps forward at Dispo, and we get that like slow motion but fast motion type thing, that Ultra Instinct sleight of hand where Frieza's going in for the punch and Dispo just, you know, hits it away, and Golden Frieza is like, oh shit, like what just happened? So Dispo gets a little bit of an upper hand on Frieza here and knocks him back. At this point, Dispo is just going at Frieza, going at him. Frieza's getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. He can't do anything about Dispo's speed. Yes, Golden Frieza's stronger. I don't know why he didn't just explode with power and get this man off of him, like knock him away so that he has a chance. But Frieza didn't do that. I think he was going to do that until something happens where Frieza didn't have to do it, which we'll get to in a second here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna, for a second, let's take a look at this image here. The Omni Kings say this fight is too fast for us to see, we can't see it, and they're on their god pads, and they're like, oh, look at here, we could use slow motion. So they do the fight in slow motion. The slow motion still doesn't capture it. Really hilarious. The Grand Priest is he says that Dispo's speed appears to be far beyond the capacity of the god pad. His next sentence after this really gets me. Like, I laughed when he said this. Grand Priest says, Zeno-sama, next time I shall prepare a more high-spec god pad. Like, seriously, like, a higher spec god pad? It's already a god pad. So it's definitely an iPad, but I guess they're saying it's not the newest one. Like, it's a god pad, but it's probably not a god pad Pro. I don't know. I mean, it was just funny, and, you know, it really just, you know, it was like a comedic moment in a very serious fight. So I thought that was really funny. And they're hinting that there is going to be another tournament. Next time, I shall prepare a more high-spec god pad. Right there, I think that is a clear indicator that this is, in fact, not the last universe survival arc. Imply the fact that, hey Zeno, right, this is awesome, maybe we should have this tournament again, except not erase all the universes. Like, maybe the goal will just be to get the Super Dragon Balls, but we don't have to destroy universes to get there. So, you know, or maybe Grand Priest is trying to take Omni King's place, but, you know, it's funny that he's saying, Zeno, next time I'll prepare a more spec god pad. That implies right there that there's going to be a next time. But I'm not going to linger on this for too much longer. I may get into on another video, maybe like a theory video or something. But I just thought that was really funny. And you know, if you don't watch the episode, you know, maybe you saw it on the first viewing. I did, but when I watched it a second time, I was like, huh? He said next time. Okay, let's move right along here. I think at this point, I think Frieza would have done something to not get thrown off. He could have. I think that the golden form of Frieza should be much more powerful than Dispo, like extremely more powerful than Dispo, and he should be able to power his way out of it. Instead, Beerus calls out and says, Frieza! And Gohan and 17 are over there just standing on a rock, not even fighting Topo. I don't know what they're doing. But Gohan is like, I better go help Frieza. He seems like he's in trouble. Right at the last second, Frieza's standing there about to let Dispo, like, I guess hit him off stage. I thought it was a bit precarious that he was just gonna let Dispo knock him off. I don't think that was gonna happen. I think he was gonna stop Dispo, like literally, like just stop him in his tracks because he's so strong. You know, how would that last hit really knock him off? I mean, who knows? Maybe Frieza would have at the last second grabbed his leg or grabbed his arm and thrown him off stage. Boom, there's Dispo gone without any help. So, but instead, Gohan comes in, knocks Dispo away. Frieza is like, oh, I'm so lucky that we have a leader like you, son Gohan. You know, are you helping me? Are you really helping me? And Gohan says, we're both Universe 7's allies. So yeah, I'm helping you. Frieza's like, are you sure about helping me? I might betray you for real this time. So Gohan says, if so, I'll knock you off myself. And this was a badass moment for Gohan. Badass moment. But what follows next is one of my major complaints about this episode. We're going on past 30 minutes here, so I don't want to make this too long, but let's get my final impressions of this last little bout here of Gohan's actual last stand. It's Golden Frieza and like Ultimate Gohan up against Dispo, and Dispo is sort of like, you know, holding them back. We're not holding them back, but just sort of his speed is what it is, because he can't overpower even Gohan. He can't overpower them, but his speed is obviously his advantage. So he's able to like dodge and just keep dodging against Frieza and Gohan. So this is where you know, Gohan devises a plan like, hey Frieza, if we stop his movements, I'll be able to get in with him one-on-one and I'll be able to knock him out. So that's what they do. They trap themselves inside of Frieza's beam. I'm just gonna call it for now the red beam barrier that you see here. Gohan is going at Dispo, really doing a good job against Dispo's light speed. Knocks Dispo into one of the beams, and Dispo is, you know, hurting right now. And Dispo knocks Gohan into one of these beams, and Frieza is like, you know, I'm losing energy this way. I'm losing my stamina. Golden Frieza loses grip on the beam cage, and Gohan comes right up. You know, Dispo for a second, he powers up and he's about to hit Gohan, and Gohan comes right up behind him, puts him in a headlock, and you know, we all know what happens next. Or if you didn't see the episode and you're just watching this, you don't know what happens next. But Gohan says, he just basically calls out Frieza, and Frieza's like, well done, leader, this is indeed a wonderful plan. Of course, we all know Frieza in his head is like, yes, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I'll make this quick and easy. I'll get you both out of here. Now I don't have to worry about Gohan or this annoying guy Dispo, because we all know Frieza is annoyed by Dispo. And then we cut over to Grand Priest, and Omni Kings are saying, you know, that was amazing. Well, you know, it's so amazing. Omni King says Universe 11's Dispo-san has been knocked, and Universe 7's Son Gohan has dropped out. I did not expect this to happen. Gohan says, I'm sorry, everyone. Somebody says, Gohan, are you okay? I think it was Krillin, and he said, yeah, that was nothing. Piccolo says, good call on that. If he would have escaped, you know, you wouldn't have been able to get him out of bounds. Of course, Dispo is not happy with these. He's like, damn it, me of all people. So he's pretty mad about it. He's pretty pissed. Now the narrator comes in and says, Dispo, the super speed warrior, capable of faster than light speeds, which, you know, I think that these guys were capable of light speed, super fast movements ever since the Saiyan saga. If not, then definitely when Goku transformed into Super Saiyan, they were going light speed. I mean, in that fight with Frieza, we couldn't see them. I mean, they were going so fast that we couldn't see them. This is the speed of light. So I don't know why they keep repeating that, like, you know, this warrior that's faster than light speeds. The narrator continues, Gohan and Frieza were at the mercy of his speed, which I already stated, but Gohan was able to knock Dispo off by sacrificing himself. 6 warriors remain. Overall, this episode to me was good, but I have a big concern with the direction of the plot and everything with Gohan off. I really thought if they were going to sacrifice anybody, it would have been 17. That would have made the most sense, in my opinion, and I feel like I can speak for a lot of other people in the fandom that would have served a purpose. You know, 18 sacrificed herself, now 17 sacrificed himself as well, but also taking Dispo with him to leave Gohan in there. But maybe that would have been too overpowering and maybe not believable. But at this point, I don't think anybody can stand up to Jiren, so it doesn't matter at this point. I don't know where they're going with this story. I'm glad we're finally getting these last few episodes. I believe we have 5 or 6 more episodes until we take the hiatus, this long break that we're gonna get. Dragon Ball Super, yes, sadly is ending in March. They say it's just a break, that it's not like it's over, but it implies that it's, you know, nothing. We're not gonna have no more Dragon Ball Super, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Of course, I'm still gonna be putting out content, and I think this will actually be a benefactor to the DBZ tuber community as a whole, because now we can actually go back and focus on maybe earlier episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and of course, you know, for me, Dragon Ball in general, because for me, that was my main goal, you know, with this channel. And now, you know, with Dragon Ball Super, it was just really hard, you know, because they were coming out with an episode like every week. I feel like I needed to stay on top of it, and so that's what I've done up until this point, and I will stay on top of it, you know, trust me, I will stay on top of it until we get to the end of this arc, and I can give you my thoughts and opinions on the arc as a whole and see if they actually did a good job or not at explaining things well, and if I liked the outcome. But this will give me an opportunity to go back into older sagas like the Goku Black saga. I really want to talk about the Goku Black arc, because now that's coming in the English dub. I watched it, you know, I think 2 times over in the Japanese sub, and I absolutely love that arc. So maybe I'll do more videos on that, and I'll just do more videos of Dragon Ball in general, as the title of as the YouTube channel name suggests. But like I said, I'll talk about the ending, and I'll talk about the next episode in another video. So anyway, my rating of this episode is a 7 out of 10. It would have gotten an 8, but I feel like getting rid of Gohan was just a huge letdown for me. This episode would have easily been like an 8 or 9. Maybe not episode 122 material or episode 114 material or anything like that, but it was good. It was pretty damn good. I'm just overall enjoying these last few episodes, like just enjoying them for what they are, and enjoying them for just all this new information and all these new scenes and you know, aspects that we have going on here. And it's just really interesting to me how they left 17 on but got rid of Gohan. So you know, take what you want with that. But anyways, yeah, so 7 out of 10 episode, not a bad episode. I already watched it twice, but I'm sure I'll watch it again. And it, you know, it's just a very good episode. There is little details that I'm sure I left out that maybe I'll bring up in another video. But you know, this has been my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 124. I want to thank everybody for watching. Oh, I didn't talk about the animation. So the animation was kind of hit and miss on this episode, but like I say, it was an all-arounder okay episode. All-arounder, it was okay as far as story-wise, plot-wise. It was okay. like I said, I'm just not happy with Gohan being out, but that's a personal thing. I don't know if everybody feels that way, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to feel that way when they go and review this episode, or when they go and talk about this episode. They're going to say, oh, why did they have to get rid of Gohan, man? Like, even somebody who is not necessarily, up to date with the Universe Survival arc, they'll say, what? Gohan's gone. Well, isn't he like the strongest, one of the most strongest Saiyans? Didn't Vegeta say he has the most potential? I really thought Gohan was going to do something. Maybe he still is. Maybe this is a factor that they are saving Gohan for something major. Like, I don't know, maybe like, whenever this grand plan of the Grand Priest or whatever comes to fruition, and somehow it's with the angels, it'll be like a free and open thing where people from the sidelines can get involved. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm sure it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be crazy. I hope it is. But yeah, so 7 out of 10 episode. Great episode. Doesn't mean it was bad that it got a 7 out of 10. That's a very good score. It's a solid score. I think I've been being a little bit too lenient with some episodes, giving them 8 and 9s and stuff. So I'm gonna give this episode a 7, and that's about it. That was my opinion and my thoughts on what I thought about this episode. As always, thank you for watching so much. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, you can always do the alternative. Also, I think I've worked out the audio problems with my microphone and stuff, and I've tried a lot of different things, but it seems to be that it was the OBS software I was using. Now I'm using something called Streamlabs OBS, where it's basically the same thing as OBS, but it's like a upgraded version in beta form. And I don't know why I was getting those weird popping noises. Maybe it's when my video webcam is connected. I don't know, but damn, this video is getting really long now, and I'm talking about a lot of other stuff and getting off topic. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you like this content. Subscribe, and stay tuned to my channel, because I will be talking about what I think about the ending, about Super coming to an end, and what I think they're going to do next. I'm also going to talk about the new movie that's coming out this year, and I will have my episode 125 preview analysis probably out before the other videos, so you can expect that soon, within the next day or so. This is a part-time thing for me. I do not get paid at all for this. I do have a regular job that I get paid for. I do not get paid for YouTube, and they also just increased the restrictions on YouTube, so now you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time a year, and you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers in order to even monetize your videos. So for me, it's really disheartening. Before, it was only 10,000 page views and then you can start monetizing. But listen, I'm not here to make money. All right, it's a dream of mine. It would be great if I can. Of course, who wouldn't want that? Something I love. I love doing this stuff, sitting down and talking to you guys about Dragon Ball. This is what I love to do. So of course, if I could get paid for it, I would. But now YouTube just made it a lot harder, and it just means that I have to work even harder. So I hope that you guys like what I'm doing over here at DB General, and I'm gonna be implementing some more things as we go along in the year, and you'll slowly start to see different things implemented in my videos pertaining to Dragon Ball and video games, different stuff like that. Let me know, for all the gamers out there, let me know if you still want a separate channel for just my gaming stuff, because whenever I put out my gaming stuff on this channel, which is meant to be just Dragon Ball, seems to do worse than just my Dragon Ball videos, which is expected. So should I make a separate channel for that? I had a separate channel for that, but then I changed the name. That's, I'm doing something else with that channel now, so you can go over and you can check that out if you know about it. But you can go over and check that out. I just repeated myself, and because I'm getting tired here. So anyway, like I was saying, I appreciate any comments. I love to hear anybody's opinion on this. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys think about Super ending. That'll be, of course, again, another video. So anyways, this has been DB General, Dragon Ball in general, And as I always say, everybody, I want you to have a great morning, have a great night, and have an awesome day. DB General out. Woo!